Hi everyone, and welcome to the Red Brick House. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than my normal kind of video. Most of the time on this channel I share crafts that I'm working on to maybe give you new ideas and just, to see what I'm working on in case you want to make one too. And then sometimes I do some gardening videos, and I feel like this is a little bit of a lifestyle type channel. And so we had an event that happened last week. It's been about 5 days now, and we had a very bad tornadic storm that came through our town. Now, with that said, our house is okay. We had some tree damage, lots of damage to our garden, our yard, and our trees, our fences, things like that, but our house is okay. And so I wanted to kind of go do a little walkthrough. So I guess this would kind of be a related to gardening video, because there's going to be a lot of cleanup and a lot of things to fix and do in order to make our space beautiful again. And so we were very lucky that we didn't have any more damage. We had an EF2 tornado. It happened on the west side of town, about 3 to 4 miles from where we live, and it came right toward us. So we live east of that, and it was moving to the east. And by the time it had gotten to us, there was no tornado on the ground, but we still had the rotational winds, and they were I saw on one radar that they had clocked them around 103.6, I think it was, very close to my house. So we had roughly around 100-mile-per-hour winds. So I'm really glad that our house held up as well as it did. We're so fortunate, and in no way am I feeling sorry for myself by making this video, but I just wanted to share with you what's going on in my life, because this is our life right now, and there's probably going to be some after storm cleanup videos coming your way. And so I just wanted to share that with you. The next day after the storm, I did a little walk through the yard and the gardens, especially the butterfly garden, because I've been featuring and working on that area this whole spring. And it is quite sad to see how it looks now. And so when I filmed that video, it was very noisy outside. There were helicopters flying around all over town, looking at all the damage, and there was sirens, like police fire truck sirens going off, and there was an alarm on a building. There's a nursing home like a couple of blocks behind our neighborhood, and I think it was probably coming from there. And so there's just a lot going on outside. It was quite noisy. So I didn't record any sound on that video. So I'm going to do a voiceover and kind of tell you what I'm looking at as I'm walking through our yard. And so with that said, I'll let you watch the footage. So here we are at the beginning of the butterfly garden. The salvia is gone. It's just some nubs sticking up and the little stakes that I had to kind of hold it up. So it's just, some of it's laid out on the ground. And this poor salvia is just completely flopped over and kind of stuck to the ground, because we had about 20 minutes worth of hail that came down. That salvia did a little bit better, I think, because it was protected by the fence, maybe. And same thing with the poor hydrangea. Like, look at those blooms on the ground. They're just decimated. Like somebody came in with a blender and or Edward Scissorhands just came and chopped them all up. My little containers are broken. The fennel's completely gone. The marigolds are completely gone. Like, there's nothing there. This is stripped. This butterfly bush completely stripped of all the leaves, just some canes standing there. The dianthus did okay, and that salvia, same thing. She kind of flopped over. But the dianthus, because they're low to the ground, and I don't know if they were protected by the other things, but they're just tough boogers. I don't know, but they're doing good. And there's the blackberry all flopped over. Verbena did okay. I mean, there's some broken little stems, but that's okay. And this was just kind of flooded out. But the morning glory looks like it was spared. I think this stuff did much better, like I said, because it was protected by the fence. But all the foliage on that hydrangea is all cut up with hail damage to it. Some of my broken pieces to my little cups that my thyme was planted in. Now, I've never done a whole walk around through my yard, but this is our grill. This is where I have my compost. And so this is our fence that had fallen over. Branches down and broken on the trees. That's a big one right there, which is such a shame because these trees give us so much shade in the summer, and we're not going to have that as much anymore. But that's okay, because that means I can plant sun-loving plants now. I had put these chairs down, so these weren't knocked over. I laid them down on purpose so that they wouldn't blow away. Same with those. My rocking chairs I thought would be protected back there under the trees and by the fence, and one of them got broken when the fence fell on it. Big branch down. When I see this, I also just think about all the little birds and squirrels and, you know, if they're okay, because I'm not seeing very many of them today at all. I don't know if they're scared or if they perished or they got blown to another town. I don't know what happens, really, if they climb down and they stay on the ground to take shelter. I don't know really what they do. There's another branch that broke off of that same tree, I think. Oh, this was some catnip that I had planted for the cats that we have. It's the same way. It's just very hail damaged. There are some things under that branch. There's a little small crepe myrtle, some cedar moss. There's some other plants over here in this garden by my bird bath. I'm thankful my bird bath is okay. It's 100% concrete. It stood the test. So did that little owl. The sage is split in two. That's a Texas sage right there. And yeah. But my irises over here, they're just so beat up. And those were Shasta daisies there that were blooming beautifully. They were tall. They were almost 3 feet tall, and they just had beautiful white blooms on them. And now they are no more. There's the tree. You can tell the tree is twisted and turned because that branch laying there used to be on the opposite side of the tree. So it broke and turned, and like the whole tree is twisted. So it's just crazy to see some of these things. But like I said, I'm just so thankful. All these things, you know, the tree is going to have to go. The tree won't last, which makes me really sad because I hate to cut down trees, and I don't cut down trees unless it's absolutely necessary. I'm so thankful though that it didn't fall on our house, you know. That could have been it, you know. It always can be worse than what it is. So we're very thankful that our home is okay and that we're okay. That was a little like fence that I had there. This is my herb garden. And it was okay because it was protected by the house. So this side of the house did not get the brunt of the wind. It was the butterfly garden side of the house that's the west side of the house that got the most damage. But there's the tree again. We also had a window on the side of our house, not in the backyard, but it's on the front side of the house, the front yard, side of the house. I don't know how to explain it. The window screen is completely shredded, and the casings or the little molding around the window is completely gone too. So I'm just going to sign off here, guys. I appreciate you watching these videos. Thank you for those of you who have subscribed to my channel. It just really means the world to me. So thank you so much for that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.